Berube here, Facebook Live on this Thursday. Welcome, everybody. We are in August. Wow, can you believe this? Okay, this is crazy. All right, what a great end. It's kind of an incredible real estate market we have going on at the same time. As a matter of fact, that's why we have two wonderful people with us today. We have Deanette, Zatair, and we also have Dalton, Hidalgo from the Reigns Hidalgo team. You guys remember Rebecca? Yes, Rebecca and James. Okay, they're always the most fun at the Christmas party when I end up going to the Christmas party too because of their music choices. So anyway, welcome to the show, guys. How's it going?
It's going
doing well.
Yeah.
Doing well. And yourself?
Well, that's why you're here, because you guys are doing well. Woo! It's great. I got to know both of you individually because you've both been in my coaching, and then Deanette, you just graduated, and now you've been in real estate for how long? A little over a year, right? Year and a half?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you know what? Whoever can go first, tell us a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, and maybe how things are going right now too. Be great.
Well, I guess I'll go first. I've been doing this since I graduated college, so May 2019. But before that, I was actually just helping Dalton on the side with anything that didn't have to do with the legality. It would just be more so setting up showings and things like that, just keeping his day in order. And then we realized like it works. So he's like, hey, why aren't we doing this together? And
Right.
I was like, right out of college, I didn't know what to do anyways. I majored in business management, but I figured he's really good. And if I'm just the extra asset that he needs to be better, then that's something that we should do. And we've been doing really, really well ever since. So
Definitely. That's right.
That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, Dalton, how about you, my man?
Yeah, so I started about 3 years ago with Berkshire Hathaway in 2017. And like Jeanette said, she was going to school, and at the time she was helping me with a couple, setting up showings and kind of scheduling my day. She would basically set up my full day for me, each showing, which time, if there were lock boxes, she'd have the number there, and it really made things so much smoother. And I'm like, geez, you know what? We make a great partnership. We're already in a great relationship. Why not just put the two together? And
Wow.
it really worked out for the best.
That's great. Yeah, you guys do seem to get along quite famously. I like that. That's good. And tell them, Deanette, what and let's face it, you work for a killer team too, because, you guys talk about energy, enthusiasm. It's great. I love it. So, Deanette, one of the things that Rebecca sent all over social media was, you probably know exactly what I'm going to say, was that awesome advertising cap that you had, for when you graduate. Tell them a little about that.
Yeah, so basically, I didn't know what I wanted to put on my cap. I thought I just know I wanted it to be sparkly. And I thought about doing the pitchfork, and I know everybody does that. So I said, you know what? A lot of girls and a lot of guys do what they're going to school for. So nursing, doctor, becoming this, becoming that. I said, okay, well, I'm going to choose the company that chose me. And I decided, we spent like 3 days before graduation. I remember I was freaking out the day of, and did BHHS, and it's like, how much better can it get? And I guess from far away they were able to see me, and you could just see the purple all over. And I said, yeah, that's who I'm repping. And so after my 4 years here, that's where I'm going. And it was awesome. We actually have it in our office propped up, so anytime we go in there, I like to look at it, and it sparkled and whatnot. So
that's great. So tell them where you graduated so they know why it's a pitchfork.
University, WP Carey School of Business, and I majored in business management.
And whose class were you in?
Okay. So my senior year fall semester, I was just like, I need to just bump up my GPA because I wanted the honors scores, which I had. I just wanted to keep them. And by chance, there was a real estate course. So I said, oh, this is simple. Like, I've been exposed to it for a few years now. I just need the A. And it turns out my professor ended up being Bill Gray, who was the owner of the School of Real Estate for about 27 years. And every single time we would take a test, he would read off the top person in the class, and it's like the top three. And every single time it was Deanette, Zatair. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. And we'd have, 75 minutes to complete the test, and I would finish in 20. And he said, you're really good at this. He goes, do you have any background? And I said, well, kind of, but, not really like this stuff. And he said, well, I need you to go when we finish the semester and take the 9-day crash course. And I listened to what he said and took the 9-day crash course, got licensed. And by January, I had passed everything, and then waited to get my license through the state. And here we are.
That is so awesome. Great stuff. I love it. Yeah, I only went to college for 2 years, and then I started right after. And I had a similar type thing. I was in college, and I just knew that it was for me. Plus, the freedom, when you come out of college and you go to business, you're going to work for yourself. So you got to say to yourself, am I worth, or what am I worth? And you get to answer that question based on what you're willing to do on a daily basis. And you guys are proving that. So great job. Congratulations, guys. So tell us a little about your goals and what you got going on this year, please.
Yeah, so basically we started out this year, our goal was to have 24 transactions. Well,
as of right
now, we've hit that goal. So we have 8 in escrow, and we have. Yeah,
you guys screwed up miserably. You're way ahead of your goal. I love that.
Yeah. So now we've kind of restructured our goal, and we've kind of set that to be for
between 36 to 40.
Yeah, we're thinking 40 now. So we're going to push.
We got 5 months left, so why not?
That's right.
Right. And it doesn't seem this little incident that we've got, the pandemic, doesn't seem to be slowing you guys down.
It hasn't. We've seen a big increase since the pandemic. It's been kind of quite the opposite. I think a lot of people at home and just there looking on the internet at Zillow and these different sites, Realtor.com and such, and they end up reaching out to us because they're interested in seeing it. And fortunately, they're home and not working, and they're able to go see them.
I love it. So give us an idea. Some listings, mostly buyers, a little of both. How do you guys mix that up?
Yeah, I'd say more so buyers. We're a little bit heavier on the buyers. Mm-hmm. Listings are coming, but those are more so from our sphere. A lot of our friends that are reaching out now that we've sold to them the past 3 years, and now they're starting to sell. We do have other listings as well, I'd say.
Yeah, and some people that become buyers end up, if we didn't sell them the home, they turn into a seller because they have to sell the current home that they're in to become the buyer.
That's right.
So, yeah, it's just a little bit of both, but predominantly buyers at this point.
Those are my favorite. You take their home, you put it on the market, you make them homeless, you sold the home, and now they have to buy from you. Those are the best, aren't they?
Yeah, we have a couple of those going on right now, so that we're closing them and then helping them buy. So
yeah, I'm doing success series, and especially where you guys are, I'm telling them right now with the way the market's going, because let's face it, you guys in Arizona, especially where you are, you work with a lot of people that are from California, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't say there's a mass exodus, but there's a decent amount of people that are in California that are moving to Arizona and Nevada, and right. So when you spend a certain amount of your day going after listings, you're getting twice as much because when you have a listing, a lot of times you have somebody that's going to sell and then buy from you. So, and when you have listings, you always have buyers. So at your age, especially your age, you're always going to work with a little bit more buyers, especially on the marvelous team you're on, because you're going to get leads from James and Rebecca too. So you want to keep that rolling. But there's always a little bit of time that you should spend proactively going after your own listings, right?
Definitely.
Okay, so you guys, your goal to start the year was 24. You failed miserably and went way over. We're 7 months through the year now. Like Deanette said, we got 5 months left. You guys can probably hit 40. So, like right now as we stand, what do you guys currently have pending, and what do you have in your pipeline? Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, so we have
8 in escrow.
8 in escrow that are under contract. They're either through bids or negotiations or ordering the appraisals.
And those will all be like the last week of
August.
And then listings.
We have a few listings. We have one that's off market that's having the backyard redone. It's just had a dirt backyard, and I think that was the only thing really working against it. So that should be finished within the next week or two, and we'll go right back onto the market. Fortunately, we've never had a listing go off the market and not go back on and sell. So that's something we definitely are sticking strong to, and we're trying to not let happen.
Okay, great. And what I just have to ask, because of your ages and so forth, what's your average sale price right now?
Our average sale price is at $330 for buyers, and for sellers, it's at $315 or $320. It fluctuates. I think the last listing we had, it brought it up a little bit, but.
Okay, cool. Deanette, did you want to add to that? You look like you were about to say something.
No, he's right. He's got the numbers down. I didn't know if it was going to be correct, and he's spot on. So
yeah, he seems you guys both. I think because of your graduated from college, and I think he's a little analytical. So the two of you together, I'm sure you know your numbers very well. Mm-hmm. I'm just guessing. All right, so let's do this because especially with what you guys get going on. It's awesome. Tell them what a typical day looks like for the two of you. Don't scare them though.
Let's see. Well, we'll just start out with waking up anytime 6 or after is late. We usually are up about
4 o'clock in the morning. We start out with a workout and a good breakfast. We're usually emailing back about 6 or 7 o'clock once the other agents and everyone else is up. And then we're out the door showing at 8 o'clock until sometimes 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then we get home and we're writing offers, negotiating back and forth on the phone, trying to catch up on whatever we were not able to do while showing. And that's 7 days a week for us.
Yeah, we don't have one day off. We don't put a day aside. And it's funny because even if we do have some time, after like 4 hours of not doing anything work related, we're both kind of like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are we not
enjoy
making
it,
that?
so
Why are we?
That's right. And luckily, we hear all the time working with clients that unfortunately they're only able to see each other that 20 minutes of the showing, and they're tired by the time they get home. And we're really fortunate that we get to spend 24 hours stay together every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I'm telling him there's no way if I had done something different and he stayed in real estate with how busy an agent's schedule is, we would never get to see each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just to that point because we're both workhorses, and I know whatever job I would have taken, I would have been doing nonstop 7 days a week if I could, and I know he's the exact same. So if we just put the two together, you create a powerhouse, and that's what we hope.
And you guys have. It's funny because it's interesting because you work with James and Rebecca too, and they're basically the same thing, right?
Oh.
You guys are like the younger version of the Powerhouse, and with your mentors, the Powerhouse team. And I'm pretty sure that you guys, when the team was number one in Arizona last year, weren't you guys? It was either 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's where it comes from. Obviously we have the best teachers as well as you. As you mentioned, we both took your class, and I think implementing all those systems, that's a no-brainer. You have to do that. If you don't do it, realistically, you won't succeed. And then on top of it, I think something that you're not able to mention that we both noticed right away is your work ethic. It's bar none, and that's something that you can't always mention, but it's something that's very important.
Yeah. No, I do the same thing. I start the day at 4 o'clock. A lot of people, I don't talk about it a lot because a lot of people don't believe me, but when you get an email from me, like I get up and I spend about 10 minutes becoming coherent, and if I have and it's funny because if I have an email from one of my people from the night before, I'll answer it real quick. They'll see the email back at 3:48 or whatever. It kind of freaks people out. But, I really believe in going to bed early and starting the day early. I've always done that. It's really cool because Dalton, you were in my coaching a while back, like a couple of years ago. Deanette, and you guys were 2 examples of coming in, got rocket and rolling, and then said, okay, I got this. And which I think it's great. Some people come in, stay a little longer. Some people come in, feel comfortable doing it, and then they come back later. It all works, and I'm glad you guys both did that. And you took my success series too. I remember Rebecca calling me, okay, when are you having it? I'm sending somebody. And she was talking about you, Deanette, because Dalton had already done it. So, and she's also you're a perfect example of using the company tools too, because you guys definitely do that, and the brand and so forth. Do you want to talk at all about that?
Oh, absolutely. We're so fortunate to have all the tools the company rolls out. The BAC alone is huge. I don't know any other companies that have the tools that we have.
Yeah, it's crazy. If people just understood what you can utilize and, get through the system and how much of a difference it makes, it might take some time to learn, but the second you have it and it's like backhand knowledge, it'll take you a really, really far away. So.
Well, you guys aren't normal. I hate to be the one to break this to you, but you're not normal real estate agents. You're definitely way, the average agent doesn't do anywhere near what you guys do. And that's not a dig on other agents. That's just a NAR stat. So if you want to run a business and be a business person and use the company tools, I agree with you. I think we're the best deal. And I told Mark coming in here, not just, since I've been here for 6 years now, I'm talking about coming in. I'm like, these guys are spoiled. If you use everything we have and you're running a business, and you're thinking revenue and closings, but if you go, well, if I have 6 closings over at this place where it's 100% and I have 6, if you do that, then no, we're not the best place to go. But if you want to run a business, have a life, and do it, one thing I'm going to recommend to you guys is as this thing calms down and you guys can travel, go on a vacation. It's okay.
We actually were really fortunate. Last week, we were able to go up north for once, I think, in the past 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, because the last days off we actually had before that weekend, which was his birthday weekend, was Nashville.
Oh,
and
yes.
Like being off, but wasn't being off, but
We had a blast.
it was still a good time.
You guys were like, it was like watching two people needing to be tethered down in Nashville. You guys had a great time. What a great, that's the last time I flew too. And I'm going to tell you, Gino, obviously seeing Mark and Gordon go up there and all our agents and managers and you guys, obviously, it's a tremendous event. I love, and I, you know what? I even love when it's here in Vegas because I think this is a tremendous town for having a convention. Let's face it. Although Nashville was not bad. I'm going to all those places. What's that place called? Broad Street? Wow.
For a good month or so, I think I was a little bit depressed after leaving Tennessee. There were just days where I would just reminisce and I just
photos on the phone and scroll through.
Yeah.
So.
It's like you're 10 years old and it's the week after Christmas. You've been building up for a month and then Christmas is, I know that feeling. Absolutely. So, all right. So you guys, here's what I'm learning about you, and I kind of already knew it before, but it's really obvious seeing you, because I've never seen you two together. It's other than the Christmas party or whatever, you guys are sitting together and talking. I'm usually talking to one of you or the other one. So, you could, let's say, what would be the three? I'm trying to phrase it right so you can either each do three or one back and forth, however you want to do it. What would be the three best pieces of advice you would tell somebody to get out of the gate quick, or even if it's somebody who's been in the business for a while trying to go to the next level in their business? What are the three most important things that you've learned in the time you've been doing it?
I would say the first thing is never judge a book by its cover. Even if they don't have the pre-qualification, maybe they don't have the proof of funds, always show the client. Meet them face to face because it goes so far. It really does. If there's any new agents listening, it's so important because once they can put a face to the name, it's a total difference. They trust you. They can actually call you at any time. You can put them in contact with all your information. You bring your Berkshire Hathaway folder full of information, and it really does help so much.
Yeah, and then as a new agent or even an agent who's super experienced, the market obviously fluctuates. But one thing with us is whether we're putting in an offer on a house that has 49 offers or a house that's never had an offer before, we structure it the same exact time every single time. Up front, it lets the agent know how we operate. It lets the lenders know how we operate. And when we win it, it lets our clients know how we operate. And that's where the third one comes in. You don't let the market freak you out, because if it's freaking you out, your clients are going to sense that. And the minute they sense that, they're going to jump ship. And that's the one thing that you can't do.
Yeah, and just trying your best to be that source of information. We always stay on top of all the articles, the Crumford Report. Everything there is out there, we're the first ones there reading it because it's so important that you're there able to provide that information to them because, they're hearing so much, especially from the media nowadays, that's mixed information. You need to be able to give them that correct information.
Yeah, one thing that clients have told us is they love that every single time they have a question, we have an answer. And it's valid and it's honest and just being completely straightforward and upfront. And sometimes letting them know, okay, this home, per home, there's probably 35 buyers. And if you want to go for it, go for it. If you can't, then it's okay.
And it wasn't always that way. We used to have to say, we don't have the answer, but we'll find it for you. And eventually it turned into, we have the answer for you.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a great way of putting it too. I can tell you guys really, really enjoy what you do. You obviously enjoy each other and so forth. So that's incredible. So it sounds to me like you guys don't even work a day in your life. You're having a blast.
That's
actually what it's a weird.
We really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's refreshing as heck to see because this business, and don't get me wrong, I know you guys had your time where you had to get it rolling and it was, maybe a little frustrating for a little while, but now you got it rolling. Isn't this an incredibly fun business when you're rocking and rolling and helping? And I can hear that you are of service. You want to help people out, especially when Dalton said about, even if they're not pre-qualified, let's help them, let's get them pre-qualified. And even if they can't buy a house right now, they can buy a house down the road if you help them, even help them with their credit, and you got clients for life when you do things like that.
That's right.
All right, cool. Any final words you want these people to know? Since I have you, or right about at the time, we're a little over 20 minutes. So any other things you think they should know about the business, anything you can help them with?
I mean, just giving it your all, just going.
Absolutely.
It's based on your work ethic, what you're willing to put in, and that's what they say. Whatever you put in, you're going to get out. And this is it. This is something that definitely hits on. So other than that, I mean, it's been a really good time. I know going out of college, I was a little stressed. He was really good. He's always been good. He's like he's top-notch negotiator.
Oh, you guys are awesome together. No,
And
it's you. No, it's you. You guys are great.
Integrity All-Stars team, and every single person on, the Chandler Ocotillo group, they're killers. They've been first for years, and what they've done is actually motivated us to become to their level to be and just, keep it going. And
we're very fortunate to have that model in front of us every day.
Yeah, and they help push us, and I know we help push them, and I think that's just, as a team, we are working together even if we are separate, and I know that's just going to keep us successful from this point forward. So
yeah, it's such a great example of everything you guys mentioned. Have goals. You have great mentors too, obviously, James and Rebecca. Great mentors, okay? They're killing it as a team. Incredible, let's face it. And then you guys come along and you have goals. You're willing to practice, drill, rehearse, do what it takes, get a little uncomfortable, and now you're in a groove. And you know something? This is a business that you guys can get paid what you're worth, and the only vote that matters is you. What do you think you're worth? Because it's an incredible business for that. And at the same time, help a number of people. Because when you're a professional and you're out to help people, it's very obvious. When you're out to service yourself and at the expense of people, it's very obvious. And unfortunately for this business, both people are in this business. So for the person who's, for the people that are like you guys, you're always going to have repeat and referral business, and it's just going to keep growing. It's refreshing as heck. So you guys keep it rolling. You're the best. All right. I really appreciate you guys taking out 25 minutes for us this morning. Anything I can do, as always, call me anytime. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Woo!
We always
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.